Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Quiet Rise. I'm glad you could join us today. And today's topic, we are talking about grief. So get yourself a nice cup of coffee or tea or a nice cold drink or something, and just sit back and let me tell you about some of my experiences and the way that I interpret the grieving process. Okay. Grieving isn't just about losing a loved one. It is not just about death. Grief shows up whenever we experience any kind of loss, whether it's the end of a relationship, whether it's recovering from abuse, whether it is losing a job, or even losing a version of ourselves that we thought we'd always have or maybe be. Now, don't worry, this isn't going to be, a video about all doom and gloom. I promise I will keep it real and maybe even sneak in a laugh or two. But this is important because grief is actually one of the most powerful tools we have in healing. Okay, so why we need to grieve. Here's the thing. Grief is our mind and body's way of processing change and pain. It's not weakness. It's not being dramatic. It's very, very necessary. If we try to skip grieving, we end up carrying that hurt with us like an overpacked suitcase you're dragging through life. And you know what happens with an overpacked suitcase? It eventually bursts open, and all your emotional laundry spills out at the worst possible time. Like at a family reunion. Yeah, it's that little trigger and then boom. Okay, anyway, grieving helps us make sense of what happened, release the weight of it, and create space for something new, whether it's space to grow, whether it's peace or even joy. That is what grieving is all about. Now, the stages of grief. This doesn't necessarily happen in the exact order, and you don't have to do it in the exact order. Some people experience some of the stages together, like a combined thing, and other people experience them not necessarily in this exact order. Sometimes they get a little, funky and not messed up, but like it doesn't have to be a sequence. Okay, there's no exact science around this because you're working with emotions. So yeah, I'm going to tell you what the stages are, and then we're going to work through them. All right. So usually stage 1 is denial. This is when you say, nope, that didn't happen, or I'm fine, everything is fine. But that's your mind's way of protecting you from being overwhelmed all at once. So denial is, say, for instance, if your partner of 4 years, you show up, you get home from work and all their stuff is gone. At first, your brain is trying to figure out what happened, and then you can actually, while you're processing, you are in denial. You will say, no, it's fine, they'll come back. They always pull pranks, or they're such a kidder. And then reality sinks in, and then it's not so fun anymore. The second stage is anger. Okay, so this stage can be very messy. You are angry at the person or the situation, sometimes even at yourself, at God, and that's okay. Anger is energy, and it shows you care about what you lost. Anger is the stage where you are sometimes, some people have, especially people that have been in a abusive relationship or a manipulative relationship, they tend to blame themselves and they get angry at themselves. They're not necessarily angry at the person that dealt the abuse. So yeah, but be angry. It's fine. It's fine to be angry. Just make sure that you keep the anger in check, that you don't take it out on people that has nothing to do with the situation, the innocent people around you. Hurting them and causing them pain, not okay, right? Okay, then stage 3 is bargaining. This is usually known as the if only stage. If only I had done this differently. If only I had left sooner. If only I had tried harder. Bargaining isn't about logic. It's about trying to regain control, because at the moment you feel you feel out of control. You feel as if you don't have control over your emotions, you don't have control over the situation, and that's completely normal. It's completely normal, okay? Then comes stage 4, which is depression. Now, this is the one that's, I think, the heaviest one of them all. That's when the reality sinks in and the sadness feels unbearable. But depression in grief is actually a sign that you are finally facing the truth. You are not avoiding it anymore. The depression stage is where everything kind of now settles. The anger is gone, the bargaining is gone, the denial is gone, and now you have to face the facts. You have to sit there and you have to go, well, crap, now what? Then comes acceptance. Okay, so here's the light at the end of the tunnel. Excuse me. This doesn't mean that you're suddenly happy about what happened. It means that you've made peace with it. You stop fighting reality and start learning how to move on. So when you get to acceptance, that is the part where you can go, okay, all right, this happened. I can't do anything about it. Being angry at it for the rest of my life is definitely not going to work. Sitting in this pity party hole, sorry for calling it that, but that's basically what people do when they get to that depressed stage, is they have this huge pity party and they feel so sorry for themselves. And again, completely fine, it's normal, but you now have to accept the fact that it is what it is. Okay, I've seen people dealing with the grieving process in so many different ways. I've seen people that had, where denial never actually happened. They never denied that this incident happened or that they experienced this massive loss or whatever. But the bargaining as well as the anger stages ran together, where the one moment they would be bargaining and the next moment they would be angry, spewing fire. And then I've seen people jumping from the anger to the depression to the denial back to the anger, all in a span of about 20 minutes. Okay, so these steps are not linear. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not linear. You don't get a certificate after finishing each one. You might bounce between them, and that's completely normal. Okay, it's totally normal. For me, I had to grieve after I lost something that I never thought I would. And it's not a person, it's not a thing, it's not a pet. It was a part of myself. I had to grieve that part, and I didn't even realize that I was grieving at the time. I just thought I was stuck, just sitting there, just dealing with these weird emotions, and in my head things would happen, and then the 1 minute I would feel depressed, and then the next minute I would be angry, and then the next minute I would be like, what the hell is going on? But looking back, I can see that I went through every single one of those stages. Denial. Oh, I was the queen of denial. I refused to accept the fact that that part of me was gone forever, and I will never get it back. Anger, well, yeah, let's just say that I could have won gold in competitive ranting. But the truth is, once I allowed myself to feel all of it, instead of pretending I was fine, healing started slowly but surely. I got there. And I went through all the steps, and I did all the things that I needed to do. And it helped. It helped a lot. Today I look back and I'm a really different and more secure person because of the fact that I went through the grieving process. Okay, so the benefits of grieving, right? You release bottle up emotions. That's in the anger phase. That's where you release the bottled up emotions, okay? You reduce long-term stress and anxiety. That's in the acceptance phase. You build up emotional resilience. So you become a better person. You become someone that is more resilient to certain situations or to certain things that happens in your life. And you make room for joy again. Because at the end of the day, what do we all want in our lives while we are on the healing journey? What is the end of the journey? What is the goal? Is to have inner peace and to have joy and to be able to look at ourselves in the mirror and not hate or not like what we see, where we can go, yeah, you took some shots, but you made it, dude. Well done. And then you also reclaim your power in your own story. Because reclaiming your power in your own story, when you've done the grieving process and you have gone through all the things that you needed to go through, there's power in that. There's power in knowing that not only did you survive it, you acknowledged it, you worked through the pain, you worked through all the messy stuff, but you made it. As I said in my previous video, the only way past the pain is through it. There is no other way. There's no way around it. There's no way over it. There's no shortcuts. There's no... Well, again, you can stay in the denial phase if you really want to, and just not acknowledge it. But like I said at the beginning of the video, it will come back. It will always come back. Okay, if you don't treat that sore, it's going to keep on building up and building up and building up until the pus just, until it bursts, and everything is just everywhere, and it's a mess, and it hurts, and it's all the pain all over again. So yeah, strongly recommend doing the grieving process, strongly. And yeah, there's so many sources, you know. In today's day and age, you don't have to get like figure out where am I going to get someone that will help me. There's helplines, there's so many resources. You can Google it. These apps, there's so many things and places and people that are skilled, counselors, psychologists, psychiatrists, you know, anyone. There are so many of those people out there that are willing to help you if you don't think that you can go through the grieving process yourself. I had to get therapeutical help at some point, even though I had two amazing friends that stood by me without fail. They are honestly the people that, you know, people joke around and say, we listen and we don't judge. Yes, they actually do that. That's our code. We listen and we don't judge. We do call you out on your bullshit. Yes, that's fine. But we do not hold it against you. Okay? Because that's not what you're supposed to do if you're a decent human being. Okay, that's for another video. But anywho. So here's what I want you to take away. Grieving is not the enemy. It's the doorway. It doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're brave enough to face your pain so that you can heal. One of my favorite quotes, grief is the price we pay for love. And I'd add, grief is also the price we pay for freedom, for growth, and for letting go of what tried to destroy us. Let that sink in. So give yourself permission to grieve, please. Laugh when you can, cry when you must, and know that one day you'll look back and realize you didn't just survive, you grew. You became a better person. You started loving a part of yourself again that you maybe forgot about. If you're grieving right now, please remember this. Even in your darkest chapter, you are still the author and you still get to write what comes next. Okay? You are in control. I know maybe you feel out of control in the moment, but you're not. You are completely in control. You've got this and you're okay. You will survive. Okay? You might not feel like that now. You might sit there and go, this woman is crazy because the pain is killing me. Yes, it takes a bit more to kill someone emotionally. Okay, and then lastly, I just want to say, grief isn't the end of your story. It's just the messy middle. The ending, that's still yours to create. So keep going. Healing is waiting on the other side. There will be healing. There will be a day where you get up, where you realize, I'm okay. And not because you have to say it, but because it's true. You're okay. You will be okay. It does suck now. I realize that. It is messy. And if you feel that you can't do it alone, please reach out to someone. Get help. Please, I beg you. There are so many people out there willing to help you. Okay? No amount of grief is worth you doing something you cannot undo. Nothing. Don't give up. If you get beat down, you get up one more time. Never stay down. If you want to stay down for a day or two to just collect yourself, and in our country we have this joke where we say you pull yourself towards yourself. If that's what's needed, then fine, but get up. Don't stay down. You keep getting up, and you keep getting better, and you keep growing, and we will be here cheering for you. So, as always, like, comment down below, hit that subscribe button, make sure the bell is on, and I will see you next time. So may your coffee be warm, may your day be great, and may your rest be sweet. Have a good day. Love you.